Well, good afternoon. I just wanted to take a few minutes as I'm driving, and I've got hands-free, so just to let you know, you don't have to worry about things. But I want to be able to talk to you about residual income, okay? A lot of people have been asking me lately, you have two jobs, and, you're a writer and all these things, and I'm actually probably in a small minority in the world that actually enjoys what they do. I really do. I mean, I've been called to the ministry, and I've always enjoyed the ministry part of it, ministering to people. I haven't always enjoyed what takes place in ministry, but now I'm a hospice chaplain, and I love that. I love writing, so why get involved in a business? Do you have the time? I mean, what's the deal, Chris? Well, one of the things that I regret in my life, and it wasn't that I didn't try this over the years. I mean, I probably in my 20s was an entrepreneur and I didn't even know it. But I just didn't have the skill set over the years. And, being in ministry, being a pastor, kind of having the idea that, you probably should be poor and broke. It was kind of the mentality I grew up with, paycheck to paycheck. I really didn't have an understanding and a widening in my mind, a belief system that said, it's okay to have money. It's okay to be able to use money, because money's a tool, isn't it? Money's a tool. And now money can get you, but I think it's okay to have money and to be able to give away to people and to bless people. And I haven't. I've done that over the years, but I'd like to do it more. And I think the older I get, the more I become more interested in that. And so I want to talk about residual income. Most people don't know what residual income is. There's three types of situations in life that we can be involved in. And most of us are in the first category, in which we call a job or an employee mentality. It used to be in the old days that, you could work for 40 years and have a nice pension and enjoy your retirement. Well, those days are, as are over. That's probably not going to happen for younger people and even my age. And so, it's that employee mentality that tells us, what, we got to work for the man, and we have really no time freedom. We've got limited vacation time. We can't just, when we don't work, we don't get paid. I mean, I don't know about you, but, when I don't show up for work, I don't get paid. And so that's that first category of having a job mentality. And Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Father, Poor Father, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I should say, he talks about the fact that most of us grow up with that job mentality, that employee mentality, that we're kind of conditioned to stay within the box. And then there's a second category that we might call traditional business. And, some of us have had that experience, right? Or maybe we still have the experience where we own our own business, and, that's really a lot better than the employee mentality, isn't it? We're able to do some things. We're able to build an income. We're able to hire people to do our job when we're not there. And so traditional business is great. The only problem is you got to come up usually about the average of $65,000. And that's a lot of money for most people. And so traditional business has its limits. You don't really have your time freedom like you'd like to. Vacation, you can't vacation all year round. When you're not at the job, a lot of times your employees are doing what they do, and a lot of times your business suffers because of it. So traditional business, even though it's better than regular employee situation that you find yourself in, is still, it's good, but it's not really something that's going to give you time and financial freedom. Well, the third category is what we call a residual income. Now, what is a residual income? A residual income is you do the work, and then the work rewards you. In other words, you can work hard for a year or two, and 7 or 10 or 15 or 20 years from now, you could still be getting paid on what you did a year ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. And not only that, but you have other people working for you, and you're making money when you're not working. See, it's what Jordan Adler calls beach money. And he meant by that, when he wrote that book, he wrote with the idea that he went to the beach one day and he saw all these people living in these palatial palaces and just kind of sitting there shooting the breeze, a drink in one hand, talking to people. And he thought to himself, what do these people do that they can just sit on the beach or sit on their veranda and kind of just shoot the breeze all day long? And he realized after a while that these people had a residual income coming in. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them had this income coming in that when they weren't working, they were still making money. That's the most powerful way to make money in the universe. I remember, and I'll close with this story. I remember somebody telling me the story about how they were involved in network marketing, and they had built their business up to about $7,000 to $8,000 a month.
Right onto East Wild
and they decided that they wanted to do something that they had never done, and that was they wanted to open up a traditional business. Now I don't know how you go backwards, but it was a passion of theirs, and so they opened up this certain business, and they went at it, and they were at it for 5 or 6 years. Every month, the check that they had made from their residual income business kept rolling in. Now think about that. He said, I thought one month I was going to go out to the mailbox and it wasn't going to be there, but it just kept rolling in. Well, what is residual income? Well, he had done the work, but he wasn't doing the work now, but he was still receiving an income because of what he had done in the past. That's the power of residual income. And so really that's what I've tapped into. I've been working on it for the last probably 8-10 years, honing my skills, still working at it. But I really feel like it's a sweet spot, and I don't know how long I have. Only the Lord knows that. But it really is going to expedite the fact that I have no retirement, and I'm going to be able to have an income when I've turned 58 and 60 years old that, I've kind of been stressing out over for a lot of years and praying about it. And, some of you are in that position as well. Some of you want to leave the workforce. Some of you hate what you do. Some of you are sick and, you're worried about what your future is. Some of you are in the age where I'm at, where, you're not employable. Some of you are mothers that are listening to this or will listen to this, and you want to be home with your children. Some of you enjoy what you do, but you know what? You're open to making income in other areas than what you're actually doing right now. And so I want to invite you, if you're interested in receiving residual income or gaining the skills to be able to do that in the next few years, I'd be happy to help you. Okay? And I've started my own business called Ibuumerang. It's a travel technology, and it's not my time to talk about it. Every Tuesday night I have a live on Facebook. I invite you to that. But if you want to reach out to me, IM me, or reach out to me and discuss your next move in this area, I'd love to be able to talk with you, okay? The power of residual income. There's nothing like it in the world, and most people don't have the privilege of even understanding it, let alone working towards it. And so I want to encourage you to give me a call, reach out to me, and I'll be happy to talk with you. All right? Well, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.